We've learned a lot in our fundraising history, starting with our seed round in 2019 and our Series A in 2020, and I'd like to share some of those learnings. Today, I'll focus on how to build relationships with investors and how to effectively do a pitch. Hi, my name is Brynne McNulty Rojas, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Habi, a property technology company who's focused on bringing information, liquidity, and trust to the home transaction process. So before entrepreneurs begin meeting with investors, they should really do their research on the entire landscape of potentially relevant investors. Understand the context of who plays in the region, the industry, the stage. And make a list of those targets and understand how they interact with one another, who tends to work together, etc. I personally use Trello to track all of my investor conversations. Next, when you're thinking about targeting a particular investor or a particular firm, make sure you understand who the right individual is at each firm. Who's the industry expert, who's the one who's done similar deals, and see if you can get connected directly to her or him. After that, when you've identified who the right person is, try to get a warm introduction. I found that the best introductions come from fellow founders, but anyone who you think knows you well and is the best person who can vouch for you and can really get the attention of the investor you're trying to speak with will work very, very well. This might not always be possible, but try if you can. During a meeting with a potential investor, entrepreneurs should be sure to first have a very confident and concise initial introduction. Introduce yourself personally and make sure you state all relevant experience and background related to your role as a founder, and make any personal connections with the people who you're speaking with, the founder friends who might have introduced you, etc. Also be sure to mention any relevant investments they've made that you think relate to your business. Next, pitch your own business. Explain how you decided to start the business, kind of the why that you got you here. Walk through your deck, explain the pain points, the solution, the long-term vision, how you'll get there, and what the economic potential looks like, including a clearly defined total addressable market. If you're really in the early stage, it can help to explain the long-term vision, but be sure to articulate what you anticipate achieving in the next 12 to 18 months. And lastly, highlight your team. This is the key to execute your vision. After the first meeting with a potential investor, entrepreneurs should always take down and record all notes. Be sure to keep track of what the investor asked about, what you focused on, what next steps you determined. I tend to keep track of everything in Trello, as I mentioned earlier. Making sure you keep track of the conversations is crucial for maintaining a long-term relationship with investors down the line, regardless of whether or not they participate in the round in which you're speaking to them. It helps so that you know all the conversations that you had, what they were about, and you can reference them in the future. Next, be sure to send her or him an email saying thank you for the time and for the opportunity to present the company to them. And of course, send along any additional information that was discussed during the call that you might have been asked to share. After receiving an investment from an investor, it's crucial to stay in touch with them. Do regular check-ins with them, even if it's not about updates on the business. Holistically, just make sure they know how things are going, if you're hiring. You can have light touch personal check-ins, grab a coffee, try to see them in person if you can, but make sure that when it's time to raise another round, they know what's happening in your business and they feel that they've gotten to know you even better and trust you more on a personal level. In conclusion, building a relationship with investors is crucial, even if they do not invest in your company. They could always help you along the way, whether it's connecting you with other entrepreneurs, other investors who might be a better fit, or investing later on in the future of the company. Make sure you stay in touch on a regular basis, and especially with those who you think will be a potential fit in the long term, and always try to see people in person when you can.